how would you quantify or qualify tag team of the year? What are they in terms of what the best performing, the most successful, the most consistent? How would you vote for each?
Can I answer this?
I was asking the lady.
Go for it.
I would categorize two things. I think the things that matter the most to me, and you guys know, one thing about me, I love tag team wrestling.
You do?
They had to be together the whole year. That's number one. Okay. But number two, I hate when I see two really, really, really good singles wrestlers that should be getting an individual push or whatever, and they're thrown together for the sake of having a tag team.
You're throwing shade at Raw right now.
Huh?
You're throwing shade at Raw right now.
I am not at all. Because, okay, like, for example, like, you guys know Randy Orton's my favorite wrestler. I absolutely love him.
Randy Orton's your favorite wrestler?
He is my favorite wrestler. Come on. I've said this 100 times. So
Randy Orton? What?
Yeah, for like the last 15, 17 years, he's my favorite wrestler. Come on. So I just, like, he had a great year with Riddle. I actually think they made something of it, and they're hilarious together. And they're both two extremely talented, you know, individual or singles wrestlers rather. But I, like, for example, like when I was trying to think of a women's one, I was having a hard time. And I know we talked about this yesterday where you guys are like, who are the women's tag teams? It is hard. And I think, you know, it's worth talking about where, like, for example, earlier this year, like, we had Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke together, and I thought that they were actually building some momentum and starting to gel really well together. And they, you know, they were separated. Mandy's down in NXT now, and she's, you know, on a great path for herself. And then Dana Brooke is now the 24/7 champion doing her thing. But I like to see more actual, like, women's tag teams that are put together, like, but actually come together more organically or come in as a tag team. And then we had like Natalya and Tamina that, you know, they were women's champions for a good part of the year, and they did start to gel better together and things like that. You have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, which is actually kind of like a motley crew, but it did start to work because they're both like two, you know, badass competitors. But I don't feel like there were a lot of like actual tag teams. And I know in AEW, they don't really have like a super strong women's tag team division yet either. I mean, of course, we can go to Impact, and we can, you know, look other places too.
No, it's the Impact, yeah.
No one really comes to mind, and it's really sad and unfortunate. And as a woman who loves tag team wrestling, I'm, you know, it is disappointing for me.